Hi there, this is Brennan from
Gongs Unlimited,
here to introduce a new unlimited mallet. Actually, a friction mallet. This flumie right here, the Unlimited Nebula flumie. It is a 6 centimeter flumie with a thick handle, a pretty innovative design at that, that is great for specifically Chinese gongs, unlimited gongs. It's perfect on, and it works on a wide variety of sizes. We've used this as low as a 30, but bet that it could go even lower, and then it is a mallet that is great up to as big as your gong can go. It is great at achieving deep undertones, and then eventually it can work up to an overtone if you go over a repeated area multiple times. Similar to the Bear Love flumies, the head of this mallet comes off by design, but it is a very tight grip. And so it's actually pretty hard for me to even pull it off. You can probably see that I've just put a little space there. The reason for that is just so that this is not all one glued together unit, and if there was any malfunction at any point with either the ball or the handle, one of the two can be replaced. You don't have to get a whole new handle. And so this ball comes off by design, both for that reason, and then also both for the purposes of cleaning. Sometimes you might want to clean the handle off, but you don't want to get the ball wet. And so as you use it, that grip will loosen up a little bit, and it also gives a little bit of movement to the ball in comparison to cinching it down with an adhesive. And so this little attachment up here, this little dowel in there, you're meant to see that. If you don't want it, you can just push it down a little more, but it's all part of the design. It's made out of a maple handle that, as you can see, is nice and blue and sparkly, but it is hard maple on the inside, which is a very durable wood, and it's significantly thicker than the mallet on most flumies. It looks like it's probably about 2 centimeters wide. This allows for a very different playing experience, but also a playing experience I feel like I've been missing out on with other flumies, where you can get a real firm grasp on it. You can firmly grasp it. You don't have to have a little pinch like that. It allows your hands to absorb a lot of the vibrations, which then allows you to easily go along the surface without having the flumie kind of go like this on the surface. If you've played friction mallets, you know what I'm talking about, a little bit of that. The playing techniques that we've noticed with this mallet depend on the gong you're playing, obviously, but generally it's a two-handed mallet. It has this long stick. You want one hand at the base here, and then one hand up at the tip. You want one hand down at the base here, and then one hand up on the ball. As you can see, this flumie is not only thicker than usual flumies, it's longer as well. And the best way to handle it is going to be to put one hand at the base down here, and then slide one hand all the way up to the ball. And I've found that it's actually easiest to have your thumb up to the ball right here, and move it around according to the gong. You're gonna find sometimes you might wanna move down an inch or so on the shaft, and then sometimes you're gonna wanna be all the way up on the ball right here, really pressing into it. And it's just gonna be a matter of getting a feel for your gong and seeing what the best results are. For example, in this video, we're gonna be playing a 30-inch Atlantis, and when I was playing that, I was all the way up. But when we went to the bigger gongs, I was moving down a little bit. I can't explain the physics reason for that, but all of this is just to say that typically you're gonna have one hand all the way up here and all the way down here, but experiment a little bit. You might have a little range of motion. That's gonna help depending on the gong you're on. And then once you do that, you want to apply a variant amount of pressure. The easier a gong is to make sing, such as a Atlantis gong or a Mother Tesla gong, it's going to require less pressure. And so with that 30-inch Mother Tesla we play in this video, I'm barely holding it onto the gong, and it's just zooming out and getting deep bass notes. But then with the bigger gongs, it required a little bit more force because it needed a little bit more to get it started. But generally speaking, it's a pretty easy mallet to get the hang of, as long as you know that you grip it up by the top and then you hold it down at the bottom and sort of steer with that hand. This is your firm hand. This hand, it can be as loose as you want because it's just moving it around. And then explore on all your gongs. But like I said, on pretty much all Chinese gongs, especially from the medium sizes and up, 30 and up, even a little less than 30, you're gonna have a really good time getting to know this mallet. And with those Chinese gongs, the head of this mallet is gonna get dirty. It's gonna get black, brown spotting on it. This mallet responds best, the synthetic material of this head responds best to cleaning with acetone. And so you can get a little acetone on a paper towel or on a regular towel, and then just lightly clean over the spot, and you probably can't even tell that this is a mallet that's been used quite a bit before. It's the mallet we used in all the gongs in these videos, which were Chinese gongs that had a lot of material on the surface that was coming up. And it cleans off extremely well with just that acetone. While you could use other things such as, while you could potentially use other solvents, they might be a little bit more severe and could eat away at the surface. We've found through extensive testing that acetone is something that will clean off the surface well, but will not add any significant porousness to the surface and will allow the playing area to be exactly the same. And so that's how we clean it. But you don't have to take just my word for how good this mallet sounds. You can watch the rest of this video where we're going to be playing it on 3 different gongs, sizes and types, a 30-inch Mother Tesla, a 34-inch Wind, and then a 40-inch Chau gong. So pretty distinctive different types of gongs. And check out how it sounds. Maybe buy one for yourself at gongsunlimited.com. Here we go.